match with Big Red in a while. It's been a little bit. I like this deck a lot. This is my monkey. If I wanted to play a monkey deck in Legacy and I was wanting to win, this is definitely my pick for the deck I would be most interested in playing. I think it's pretty good with a soul land. I'm gonna keep this. My opponent's playing something unfair. This hand isn't going to be particularly good. I guess Spirit Guide, Lotus Petal are pretty good here too. Inferno Titan's a heck of a Magic card. You're not wrong. We are attempting to stream using Magic Online through Wine for the first time tonight, so we'll see how that goes. If it seems quirky, I'll restart and boot up my VM, but I played the Mox all day today on it. It seems to run fine. I think Inferno Titan is much worse than Sun Titan and Cobra Stahili. Voice is a little echoey and louder than normal. Well, that is just completely untrue because everything else is just the same as always. In order, what are my favorite formats in Magic? Usually I would tell you Standard, followed by Legacy, followed by Modern, but Standard's been pretty bad for a while, so currently it's Legacy, and then probably Urwat with the very generous $9.99 a month subscription. Thank you very much and welcome. I appreciate that. Subs are the best way you could support my content here, and thanks for even going above and beyond that and doubling up the normal base sub. I really appreciate that. Subscribers are the reason I'm able to do what I do as often as I do. Yeah, I'm just not Demir Spy. I'm sitting here watching Modern and going, I just can't watch any more of this. I'm gonna play some Legacy. And if I'm gonna play some Legacy, I might as well stream it, right? What makes a good format? What makes a good format is like super subjective, right? My personal subjective metric for whether or not I enjoy a format of Magic is if after I finish a match of Magic that I've lost, if I can look back at it and go, I got to make a lot of interesting decisions this game, and there were choices I made that I could have made differently that likely would have impacted the outcome of the game. That is what I look for in a format of Magic that keeps me interested and engaged. And in Modern, I just feel like a lot of the time when I lose a match, I just look back at it and I go, man, they just kind of had the nuts, huh? Just got run over. And there is play to Modern. Like there's a lot of deck building skill in Modern, and there's a lot of really important mulliganing decisions that you make in Modern, but there's just a lot of the time there's a lot of matchup variance, a lot of like crossing your fingers hoping your opponent doesn't have what they could possibly have, and I just find that pretty frustrating a lot of the time. Alright, well, I mean, if we don't get Cabal therapied, if they have no more disruption and we draw a land, we could kill them next turn, you know? Fingers crossed. If we hit a soul land and their only remaining disruption is a daze, we can beat that. Yeah, I mean, like, I find it, like, super comical. I find it very funny that people will tell you that things like, you know, sometimes the mono red deck beats itself. I think it's really funny that people talk about things like Splinter Twin and Birthing Pod being too good or too degenerate for Modern, but like the Storm deck killing on turn 3 fairly consistent, like having nut draws to kill on turn 2, like that's okay. Like, I just don't get it. Is what it is, I guess. This is probably going to be all she wrote. I'll make my opponent kill us, I guess, but there's a pretty good chance that they have disruption and we're just going to get got here. It's fine. people often, you know, they want to know, like, I've played this deck a lot, and people often ask about matchups, and, like, honestly, your worst matchup with this deck is yourself. This is a type of deck where, like, it's doing such powerful things that, like, when your deck works, you beat basically everything. If you go to gatheringmagic.com TP and search for my articles on there, I wrote an article fairly recently about changes I would make to the modern ban list and why I would make them. It's just not okay. Yeah, I feel like Aaron Forsyth must have gotten diddled by Twin a couple too many times. He's just real salty about it. Alright, so we basically board into a control deck in this matchup that's got a combo finish. We board in a bunch of interaction. So maybe Chandra's not good enough in this matchup. I definitely want these Abrades and this extra Confluence, these Kozilek's returns. I like to cut the extra fast mana. I don't want to touch any of this top end here. It's probably Chandra out. I mean, to be fair, McDuffie was kind of a dick. I mean, like, you know, it's competitive REL. When people are trying to win, there's money involved. Unless he lied to the judge, and we don't know what he said to the judge. Unless he lied to the judge, I mean, saying what he said probably, you know, we don't know what he said. Alright, what am I doing here? One more cut here. I want all of these. How do we feel about just trimming a spirit guide? That's probably bad. Let's do this. I mean, like, and what ended up happening, like, ultimately ended up not mattering, right? Like, the opponent ended the game that turn, it didn't involve the Tassiger that they had under the shackle, so, like, ultimately, like, it didn't, regardless of how that decision went, it didn't affect the outcome of the game or the match. It will remember and hold you. We even got foil Simian spirit guides tonight. They were sold out of non-foil spirit guides. It's a foil monkey. Monkey, monkey, monkey. Are there any Legacy decks that are overhyped? No, I think people are pretty realistic about, like, what's good and what's not in Legacy. There's a lot of people that what's going on, Web? Evening. We do most Sunday nights here. Be on the play for this game. This hand is very bad. It doesn't have any permanent mana sources. This hand is very bad. It doesn't have any permanent mana sources. My kingdom for a modified opening hand algorithm. That would mean I get to mulligan a whole lot less. I'm to beat sometimes. Sometimes. This deck mulligans pretty well too. Like, you just need a couple of things to lock your opponent out of the game. So, like, if we get, like, Soul Land, Chalice in the next hand, we could be okay. I don't think this is keepable on the play. On the draw, I might keep this hand and take a Scry, but I definitely can't keep this on the play. And, like, I'm gonna keep this hand, because at 5, this is not terrible. If we draw some action, yeah, I'm gonna keep that one, because means that we can power through our opponent's stuff. I'm really on the Sandstone Needles here. Would I keep a turn 1 moon with no permanent sources? Probably not. That's like 4 cards, so if they force you, you're trading 4 for 2. These are my cards, opponent. Please Cabal Therapy me. I mean, that's how it works, right? Remember, Magic, as, you know, variance by design. There's skill to mitigate some variants, but Cabal Therapy name out would get us, right? And like, and again, like if you can't lose games like this, you should play Go or chess or something that's got less variance in it. Opponent says I have 2 Cabal therapies. God, I hope they do. That's awesome. Yeah, I think this deck's a great choice. I think as far as like aggressive combo decks go, this is definitely one of the better ones. Okay, there's Delver Secret, so I board in a bunch of removal. Ideally, I think I want to cast this without using my Sandstone Needle, but we'll see how much pressure they're applying. Like if they probe and then therapy us this turn, I'll probably play this in response to therapy just so they can't take it. Do you need batteries? Take your train up to mom and she'll get you batteries. What's going on, Alex? They named Kozilek's return here. I'll concede because they're ghosting. Blood Moon. God bless. I'd have cast a Blood Moon opponent. Well, good on you. God bless you. Azrael Zero with the no Ghostarino. No Ghostarino. Big bucks. No Ghostarino. I'm just gonna pass here. I don't think I want to run the sneak attack into a daze. Like our hand is, and this is where, so when it comes to playing through disruption with this deck, the skill involved is choosing what you're sequencing into what, which counters you're choosing to play around, and identifying each game what you have the ability to play around and what you don't have the ability to play around.
Jake, where's the train?
You put it on the track.
Happy anniversary of birth, honey.
Hi, wife. Did you bring batteries for his train? It takes AAAs. I told you that earlier. Must not have. Alright, well, that's a true name. So hopefully we rip a big scary next turn. This card is protection from things, including me. I would like a demon, please. I'm gonna play this now. I have to have exactly Force of Will to stop it. There you go. Means any big scaries or live draws here. Let's get the auto pass. It is a Paw Patrol train, actually. Flips to Force of Will. Man, that was a good time to jam the sneak attack. I'm a skilled magician. Alright, so we got like 2 shots at a fatty boom off the back of this sneak attack. I suppose I could Kozilek's return to buy time. When's the next craft stream? We gotta figure that out. Figure out the deets. Ball therapy, so long. Kozilek's return, my old friend. Looking for something that wiggles, something that breathes fire. Is Inferno Titan lethal at this point? It attacks for 12 and it'll be 13, 14, 15. Inferno Titan hits for 16 right now. Worldspine Wurm would be lethal before we die, right? Sans, like, double lightning bolt. I forgot to record my Mox matches. They weren't particularly interesting. There were a couple interesting ones, I guess. Or some with some play to it. Look at that, I found a friend. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Please don't lightning bolt me again. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Would you take a donation for Amulet of the Breach, whatever changes you want to old list? Yeah, sure. I think that deck's sweet. You're talking about the one that had the Emrakuls in it? I think I'd play that again. I'd have to look at what's good, bad, or otherwise at it. It could be playing something like engineered explosives on their board. Again, like, we mulligan 5 this game. It's just, you know, rip some live ones off the top. I think I'm happy with how I boarded it. I don't think this is a Trinisphere matchup. Thanks, TP. I would prefer the format be like slightly more friendly towards the interactive decks. This hand's okay. It's like not super exciting, but it's fine. It's got like we're gonna complete our control deck role like I was talking about, right? Like we've got basically 2 pieces of spot removal and a sweeper here. Just like we drew it up. I mean, Magic is a skill game, and the better player does certainly always win. I'm gonna go ahead and play this as opposed to the Ancient Tomb. If I Ancient Tombed and then Ancient Tombed and I drew a fatty, we could Spirit Guide Breach them next turn. But I think I'm more likely to want to go Tomb, Spirit Guide, Fiery Confluence next turn. Just like clean up whatever second threat they put down with this Deathrite Shaman. There's a Wasteland. Oh, jeez, they have a True Name. True Name is really good here. Oh, red? Pyromancer? Okay, it's Dr. PZ. Dr. P. Rizzle is in the house. Probably gonna get Pierced or Dazed here. I'm still supposed to go for it. You can check out the donation queue here. I'm not planning to play any Modern tonight unless we have some exceptionally large Democracy take place. Currently planning to just play some Legacy this evening. I think Trinisphere in this matchup. Why don't you like that here? I think when you have as much spot removal as I do in this matchup, you want to be more of a control deck and less of a prison deck. Like we have eight prison cards, right? And like Trinisphere is just a pretty bad top deck. So we're gonna take a bunch here. It's possible I should have played around the Pierce and maybe just like gone for an Abrade on their turn, perhaps. I think of Pauper. I've liked Pauper from the couple of times I've played it. It's not particularly popular though. The last time we streamed Pauper was one of my least popular streams. It was like had less viewers than my average Hex stream, so like just like wasn't really worth the time investing content into. I'd be pretty surprised if Pauper's metagame is well balanced. Probably if people work to tune it, they'll find something scary. There's a donation queue for arts and crafts asking for a friend. There is not. So our best draw here would be like a Kozilek's Return. Dank Memes, Slay Dreams, Amped Phil with the $20 donation. I appreciate that. Was that, which one were you asking about? I just saw your name in chat. Amped Phil, if you are here, is there a particular meme you would like your democracy points to head towards today? So I'll stop by and say, really enjoyed the off-stream content you produce. Would love to see more in the future. Your child just hung up on his grandmother to call me. Oh, lordy. All right, we're done here. We're done here. All right, on to the onward, upward, backward, forward. To the next one we go. Cabal Therapy is a brutal magic card. Let me tell you what. Cabal Therapy is a really interesting skill testing magic card until you mix Cataxian Probe in with it. Then it's just like a busted magic card. I do love some Spanish Inquisition. We can 10 out of 10 get some SI on the docket at some point. We'll put that right in there. It's been a while since we've memed with Spanish Inquisition. I like that one. Blood Sun is legit. Yeah, I think Blood Sun seems really good. I don't know if it'll be great in Legacy, but I think it'll be I'm looking forward to trying it in modern Tron. It's decent, right? We get to go turn 1 Chalice and then potentially turn 3 Song Breach. Good, sweet. Opponent's mulligan to 5. So close to that Bloodshot. Michael Kletz, welcome back. I do appreciate it. 21 months, that's a long time. I'm gonna go ahead and just play this Chalice for one-on-one, believe it or not. Hopefully they're not a Chalice deck as well. It's possible that they are playing like the 4-color loam deck that deck mulligans a lot. Also be playing, I guess they are in fact playing 4-color loam. So this Chalice for 1 is awful. Soul Land. Alright, so now I feel really bad that I didn't save that for this. You know, it's funny too, they mulliganed and then they went Bayou Go and I was almost like, man, we should save this Spirit Guide. We should save the Spirit Guide. Deathrite Shaman, interesting. I guess some of these 4-color loam decks play a singleton Deathrite. Oh, is this just Jund? It's just Jund. Okay. Sign me up. The real question here is, if we hit a land, do I put in Griselbrand or do I just Emrakul them? What do you think? If I'm at 18 and I'm +7 cards, we probably can kill them by Griselbranding them, right? This into play. I have a problem. Like when my options are like draw a bunch of cards or not draw a bunch of cards, like draw a bunch of cards wins with me more often than it doesn't, right? I draw some extra ones here too. We've got them locked off of Lightning Bolt. I'm not going to take another hit and end this turn at 4, but I am willing to go to... Hey, Twitch showed me this, so I suppose it's pretty neat. Love the content. Animated Mellow, the 6-month free subscription. Welcome to the Diamond Sub Club. I do appreciate that. Sweet. Thanks for the feedback on that, folks. I'm glad. If you didn't check that out, I did a short YouTube video on something that I was doing yesterday anyways, so you can check out that non-Twitch YouTube original content on my YouTube channel. Wow, what did tilt? What'd you play, Spellweaver? I opted to scrub the event playing Kiki Chord. What do I want to get rid of here? Is Blood Moon good at this point? Questions I ask myself. I probably want these lands, right? Probably don't need 2 Chandras. I don't need a Griselbrand, right? This would grow the Goyf is something to think about. It's up to a 4/5. Maybe I messed up here. I might have messed this up. Played Bonza. God bless. Modern's a weird format. Ooh, that's scary. You have a black source opponent? Hey, there's Andrew with the meme donation. Did you send me the deck list in text form, Klutz? You should send me the deck list in text form if you haven't yet. Open library, yep. We're taking 6 here. Man, I probably should have just Emrakul'd them. Probably should have just Emrakul'd them. Got greedy. Famous last words. Drawing 14 cards should be enough, right? Nope. Get Liliana Edicted and die next turn. I probably should have kept a 5th land in my hand. I probably should have kept a 5th land in my hand. I think there's a good chance we're gonna die this turn, and then I don't have any outs to come back because it's gonna be a Liliana. Yeah, I misplayed this game. I should have just Emrakul'd them. We're gonna lose now because I didn't. That's fine. This matchup's pretty good for us, but you know, all right, there's that. And then we have Stone. Stone nothing, right? We're one singleton point of damage off of this killing them. But if I hadn't killed the Dark Confidant, I'd have died to the Confidant and the Tarmogoyf this turn. Tilt. All right, so attrition-based matchups. You want Seething Songs out. I guess I don't actually have... Because of commas and apostrophes, probably non-zero. Let's onboard these two in. Yeah, let's do that. I mean, we were at 1. Oh, they didn't have any cards. No, they had cards in their bin, right? Save as. What are we calling this, Klutz? Wormoon? I'm gonna call it Wormoon. What's going on, cardboard clacking? You deal 6 to, no, Fiery Confluence only does 1 damage to each creature. It does 2 damage to players. It only does 1 damage to each creature. Yeah, it was a land and something else. All right, well, I'm not completely insane then. Not completely insane. While we're waiting for the opponent to do that, let's go ahead. Grab this, see how it imports. Look at that. All 75 came right in, Klutz. I went 4-3 in the mocks. Got reminded that I shouldn't try to have fun in Modern, so we're gonna play a bunch of Legacy. How much is it to play Lantern Control? 100 American dollars. Yep. Keep. No, I am not joking. You know what you should do? If you really want to watch someone play Lantern, you should just, like, don't pay me $100 as much as I would love to take your money. You should just go watch Canester play Lantern. He is a very smart Magic player. He top-8'd a Pro Tour for a reason, and he loves to play fucking Lantern. Just loves it. He's probably much better at it than I would be. Alright, just, you know, now we wait for some lands. Remember, City of Traitors doesn't die under Blood Moon because we have another city. I played Kiki Court in the mocks today. Mostly because I don't really like any of the other decks in Modern, and I do have fun playing the Kiki Court deck. I played against a bunch of different random crap. Modern's always a lot of stuff, right? What did I lose to? I lost to 5 colors. I don't even remember what I lost to. I lost to Burn and 5 color Shadow, and then I lost to something else in the first round that I don't remember. I don't know the person's actual name. Alright. If we get one more land, we can Spirit Guide out Chandra, and then Chandra will make more mana. I've cashed 4 out of 4 leagues that I've played Kiki Court in since I started playing it again. The deck's a lot of fun. Like, when you're not getting nut drawn by your opponents, the Kiki Court deck's a blast, but like, Modern is just like a format of people getting nut drawn on each other, so like, take that for what you will. The deck was playing... You should look at my YouTube channel, like actual factual Kiki Court. Actual factual Kiki Court. Pythrion, yeah, Traditional Elves is a fine donation list. Opponent concedes as soon as we play a thing. Good stuff. Do I want these Spyglasses just to... I wonder if these Spyglasses are good. This card might be fine, right? I'm gonna trim a Chalice. I don't think that card's actually very good in this matchup. Spyglass can turn off their Deathrite Shaman while we had them under Blood Moon. It can turn off their Lilianas as well. No, I'd play Modern ad nauseam. Like, Modern's full of linear decks, so like most of the donation decks that we get in Modern are linear. Yeah, Nauseam deck's kind of sweet. I'll pretty much take any donation deck that's just like a tiered reasonable deck that has a chance at winning. You have to fetch one of them pesky basic lands out of their deck. And Psychopath plays with basic lands. The main deck Eidolon is great. 10 out of 10 would recommend playing main deck Eidolon in Kiki Court. Would not recommend playing main deck Eidolon in the Saheeli deck. I think of Modern Dredge is one of the best decks in the format if your opponents don't draw their sideboard cards. And it's stone unplayable when your opponent draws their sideboard cards. Hank Dredge is fun to play though. It's got a lot of neat stuff going on in it. Weird. So do they rip Thoughtseize for the turn, or did we try blue Living End? Yeah, probably. Deck seems to put up a bunch of results, right? If I would stop getting it its way. Opponent still took us off the Blood Moon, which is interesting. That makes me think they have a Liliana they want to play this turn, but they don't have another basic swamp to go get. Yeah, I really don't like the green-white Value Town deck. I don't understand why you would play the green-white Value Town deck as opposed to a deck like Kiki Court. I feel like Kiki Court is basically the green-white Value Town deck, but with a combo finish. And you don't have to play Collected Company. God, I hate fucking Collected Company. Oh, yeah. The old drain me, discard me. This can't take sneak attack, though. Thoughts on the SCG top 8. Haven't seen the SCG top 8. I'm 10 out of 10 just going to jam the sneak attack into play. I should write a short blog post on Pauper. It's a question people have been asking a lot lately. If they have a Maelstrom Pulse or whatever, like, our cards aren't safe in our hand in this matchup. They might not be safe on the board, but we know they're not safe in our hand, right? So might as well just play them out. Jund doesn't usually play Cabal Therapy. It'd be a pretty strange card. I mean, like, why would I want to, like, lock my opponent on the game when I can just kill them? What? What? It's, I can't do it. Hue. Tree of Redemption incoming. I mean, if they bolt me, I have Ancient Tomb. Ancient Tomb seems really good against this card, right? Did my opponent lose a bet or something? I feel like they had to have lost a bet, right? And if they crack a fetch land, I just Fiery Confluence them and they die. Grove and Punishing Fire. Opponent is Saffron Olive doing it against the odds at an alt account, right? Yeah, Fiery Confluence kills them now, right? And they know the Fiery Confluence is in my hand. 2 to each opponent, 1 to each creature, sure. I can't. All right, Python with the $12 donation deck donation. Let's read what that says. Oh, my Streamlabs isn't logged in. There seems to be a gross lack of Elves content online. By our powers combined, we could fix that. I don't know that we're gonna get to Elves tonight, but I'll put it into the queue for sure. Well, after that weird one, I would just like to say thank you to everyone for hanging out here tonight. My name is Jeff Hogan. We're playing some Legacy this evening, all evening. If you're enjoying what you see, please make sure you hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps other people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see past that, the best way you can support my content is by subscribing on Twitch or becoming a patron on Patreon. Those both help support myself financially directly so I can spend more time doing stuff like this and less time doing other things. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors, mtgotraders.com. We'll love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. If you use code Hoagland PayPal, check out them. You'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience using promo code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, and sleeves with them. And finally, SpareDeck.com. They offer kind of a unique service. They will rent you any physical, standard, or modern deck, and you can rent a deck for a weekend or up to an entire month with them. Weird, my desk bounced there for a second. All right, anyways, we're heading back in. We're 1-1 in this league with Big Red. We're gonna play this weird Blood Moon combo deck after this, and then got some other good ones in the tank for Legacy this evening. Right. Toddler ran off with my standing mat, though. I'm pretty sure that enchantment falls deep into the this card is too bad to be even funny. Believe it or not, if you look at the donation queue, you might not believe that I turned down deck lists, but I do in fact actually turn down deck list submissions. I like the deck list I played in the mocks a lot today. I tweeted the deck list that I ended up playing in the mocks, so feel free to head on over to twitter.com/Jeff Hoagland and check out what I was doing there. Turn to Breach. Sign me up. You can learn more about donation decks here, bit.ly/HoogleSellout. I really wish that the Jeskai burn decks were like the norm of what you play against in Modern. Like, those decks are really interactive and like they generate what I consider good games of Magic. I did play a third forest. If you look at the deck list that I posted on Twitter, where I said I posted the deck list that I played today, there are 3 mountains in it. And are in fact 3 forests in it, no mountain. Yeah, probably. That deck's sweet. Yep, you can access the donation queue here. Check that out. So, one of the ways you can play through counter magic with Through the Breach in this deck is, remember, Through the Breach is an instant and it doesn't get rid of the creature until the beginning of the next end step. So I'm going to Through the Breach during my opponent's end of turn, and then once they counter that, we can untap and Through the Breach again on our turn. No, the Jeskai control deck is still a burn deck. It's got a bunch of lightning bolts and helixes. Like, that's why it's a good control deck in Modern, because when it needs to kill the opponent, it can start snap bolting their face. You can't snap fatal push your opponent's face for lethal. Assume this is going to get countered, and then if they have a second counter for this other breach, we're going to play a little bit of a waiting game here for a while, but I definitely like making my opponent have double answer here. We could get Flusterstormed or Forced or something like that. The pickup of this sneak attack's actually pretty good for us. I'm playing this assuming it won't resolve. They'll probably have a Force or a Pierce or a Flusterstorm. Yep. And now, hopefully, we can dodge Snap for Snap Counterspell next turn. I don't actually know why it's a question mark. It started happening. So I'm using, this is the first time I'm streaming using Magic Online through Wine. So I think it's a side effect of that. Do I want to play into Snapcaster Mage here is the question. One, my opponent might not have it, but if they have it, it lets them put a clock on the table, which kind of sucks. Do I want to play around Spell Pierce? I feel like Spell Pierce is pretty uncommon in the deck my opponent is playing, and if they had Spell Pierce, they would have played it last turn. Yeah, I think I'm just going to jam it, because then if we draw another one next turn, we can just jam again. It depends on how competitive it looks, honestly. It's a question mark, because we question why we're still using Magic Online. Wine is a compatibility layer that allows Windows applications to run on a Unix operating system. So for instance, lets a Windows application like Magic Online run on Linux. It also theoretically works on OS X, I believe, but I've never used it on OS X myself. Draining Punished here, they have a Snapcaster Mage, and three things. We'll see. We could rip another Through the Breach, or we could rip another Sneak Attack and be in an okay spot. We're going to die pretty quickly to this. We're depending on our health total for this Ancient Tomb as well. The 5th land there is actually pretty bad for us too, because it means our opponent can hardcast Force of Will without requiring a blue card at this point. A Unix operating system. That's just like A+ memeing right there. A Unix operating system. All right, here's my thing. Here's my thing. Grim Lavamancer is interesting. I thought we knew what they were doing, but now I do not. A shame we don't have another red source here. So we're going to 8. We can't draw with this Griselbrand. Hopefully we just rip a red source here and just get to 22 them. That technically qualifies as a red source, right? I guess if they hardcast force me, I'm going to be sad here. But if they hardcast force me, they can't Grim Lavamancer me. Dang. God. Look at that. Blood Moon for fixing. God bless. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. And if my opponent plows this Worldspine Wurm, we gain 15, and then we get to draw a bunch of cards. Boop. Oh no, don't plow my 15-15. Please, no. How can I ever possibly win the game, opponent? I don't know how I can win anymore. My opponent has My opponent has powered my 15-15. I guess we just passed the turn here, right? I have an Inferno Titan we can cast and a Chandra. Yeah, we're fine. I'm not going to draw any more cards. Or Wiggly Worm. Look, the Wiggly Worm's gone off to be a farmer. He's in a better place. Do I want to draw 7 more? God, who am I kidding? I probably want to draw 7 more. I like how we're still playing Magic. I like how my opponent's like, yeah, I got this. I can win this game. Hey, Gracie L with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the absolute best way you could support my content here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Your Amazon Fun Money is always welcome. New subscribers, make sure you link your Twitch in your subbed account so you can hop on the subs only Discord server. I'm gonna hold this land. I'll bin the extra Grizzly Bees. Why not? Would you play standard again if they banned energy? Yeah, definitely. It is the anniversary of my birth today. That's adorable, opponent. That's really cute. Really cute that you think I'm not going to be able to kill you after I drew 14 cards. I guess we did draw 14 cards and then lose that game against Jund, but like we can't be that unlucky twice in the night, right? We'll put the Griselbrand in first, that way they don't concede, because they're going to concede to this one. Boop, boop, boop. Hey, hey, the gang's all here. Squad's up. Roll out. Roll out. Trigger. Get ya. Get ya. Standard, Magic standard format. I think a lot of people think I dislike standard, but like that couldn't be further from the truth. Magic's good standard formats are some of my favorite type of Magic to play, in all honesty. I really enjoy them. All right, so this is a Spyglass in matchup. This is a Chandra in matchup. Blood Moon's actually not particularly good here, so I'm going to board 2 of those out. I'm going to go ahead and bring in... Oh, actually, you know what? Fiery Confluence is okay in this matchup because they bring in Mentor out of the board. They also have Jace in their deck, and this can basically read Kill Target Jace. Could basically read Kill Target Jace. I think I'm okay with that sideboard play. We went Songs and Moons out, brought in extra Chandra, Trinisphere, Spyglass. Does Blood Sun have any place in this deck? I'm not actually sure. That's an interesting question. The fact that it draws a card is really big game. Favorite standard format? Probably Innistrad RTR. Yeah, definitely Altered State of Confusion. Like that's why Modern's the most popular format, because like you can pick up any random garbage, and as long as it's like got a powerful linear game plan, you're gonna be okay with it. And like a deck that can like turn 2 and turn 3 Primeval Titan and Emrakul certainly qualifies as powerful and linear. This hand's great. You actually don't want faster combo kills. Again, in this matchup, you want to grind a little bit and have consistent mana that you can play out and have multiple cards that they're going to need to counter. The Ancient Tomb still deals you damage under Blood Sun. Worth noting. We brainstorming here. Ponder, sure. What if they have a Pierce? So they either have a Pierce, they drew a Flusterstorm on one. Yeah, there's no Godo in this deck anymore. Godo is a card that you wanted to use to grind out Miracul's decks when it was one of the best decks in the format. And the Miracle's deck is still fine, but it's just like not best deck in the format fine anymore, right? I feel like I'm about to get Pierce. Nope, they just drew the Ponder. Okay. Did they shuffle the Ponder? Chose not to shuffle. Okay. If we got a Mentor or something coming down here. Fast Mentor is one of the best things they can do in this matchup. So I'm going to go ahead and play the Sorcerous Spyglass out. Actually, the second deck we're going to play tonight is a deck that's built around abusing the new Blood Moon rule with Dark Depths. It's a Burning Wish deck that uses Blood Moon and stuff like that. Disenchant my Chalice on one, sure. Crack their Scalding Tarn, smart. They have a Spell Pierce and just didn't care about this because they had the Disenchant. Brainstorm, okay. I mean, a Disenchant on a Chalice is a Disenchant that's not hitting my sneak attack in the future, so that's nice. So Sorcerous Spyglass, this is the 2-mana Pithing Needle that lets us look at their hand before we pick what we name. What you got, opponent? What you got? What you got? What you got? Wow, their hand is good. Huh. Well, I guess in the dark, I just name... Guess I just named Jace here, right? Guess I just named Jace here. If they had a fetch land, I probably would have named that. So one of the nice things about this deck, as opposed to traditional Sneak and Show, is that we can just cast this Inferno Titan and kill my opponent's Containment Priest with it, which is really nice, right? And if we had a piece of fast mana next turn, we could potentially sneak attack it in. Yeah, it's looking like we're on the Hardcast Titan plan, based on the context of what my opponent's hand has in it so far. No fourth land is great for us to take Snap Disenchant off the table. That's a good one. I assume we're going to cast this and my opponent's going to flash in the Containment Priest. Spyglass basically sees play in all of the Chalice of Front 1 decks. We'll see an end-step Containment Priest here. Would like a piece of fast mana ideally, so we can play this Inferno Titan next turn. Wonder if they're going to tap out for Mentor or not. They probably feel pretty safe tapping out for Mentor with the Containment Priest out. There's a Chandra. So they have Mentor, Flusterstorm, Snapcaster, 2 cards I don't know. Hey, XXX Black Rose with the brand new $4.99 a month subscription. Thank you very much and welcome. I really appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support my content here. Snap Brainstorm in response is real good for us. That means they don't have a force right now. Chandra was such a good addition to this deck. She just, everything she does is things we're interested in doing. Please resolve, please resolve. She just resolves, the game is over. That, kill that. Activate Masneki attack. Yeah, I think we're in a good spot regardless, I agree. But the game is over if they don't find force. Trigger. Look at him. My opponent's such a trooper playing it out. Like there's an end result in this game that's anything other than them losing. Nice Flusterstorm indeed. It's cute. You got basic land. Big Mama Emrakul in chat, smiling down upon. I mean, like, they're just dead in 2 to they're dead in 1 to the Chandra, dead on board to the Chandra trigger. They're playing for the Comcast out. Little does my opponent know there's a lot of fiber in my diet. Alrighty, 2-1. Quick loss to Grixis Delver, which is definitely one of our worst matchups. Not unwinnable, but definitely hard. I always forget that's my username. everyone for hanging out here tonight. Choosing to be here instead of watching one of the Grand Prix. We're going to be going for a little while. It's our first deck. I plan to play 3 or 4 tonight, depending on how long they take. We'll see where we go from there. I will be back to my normal morning, afternoon schedule this week. Jake starts back at school tomorrow after winter break, so I'll be back to my normal morning stream slots, Tuesday through Friday morning, and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday afternoons. I've played Combustible Gearhulk in this deck before. I think it's pretty unimpressive. Like, you have a lot of big converted mana costs in your deck, but we have so many zeros that the average converted mana cost in this deck actually isn't particularly high. So, like, your peak damage that you can do is really high, but your variance is also very high. Hey, buddy. Oh.
Did you just fall down the stairs?
Yeah. Like your mama.
How did you?
All right, back just in time. Declan forgot how stairs work, and he hit the floor when he hit the bottom. I love you, little idiot. That seems okay, right? Theoretically turn 1 moon. Man, we were really bad at winning die rolls tonight. I went 4-3 in the mocks. Playing decks that are fair, interactive, and modern is not a good place to be. Okay, basic is land.
Your father wanted some light.
I could take it or leave it. We could just go... I'm just gonna go for the double here. I'm just gonna go for the double. This is probably a matchup where Blood Moon's not very good. I'm leading on this so we can play this through a Spell Pierce.
Jake wants to be down here in the dark. You can go upstairs in the light.
Brainstorm, sure. Resolves.
I think the stream would
Hey,
me.
Full Metal Adept with the 713 subscription. Thank you very much and welcome back. I appreciate the continued support. Evening. Did you find a Force of Will opponent? Will you show me how forceful your will is? Ape, ape, ape. Ape, ape, ape. Just monkeying around.
Happy anniversary of birth!
God, you're annoying. That resolve, dealio.
I know it's dark because
It's
Jake
dark.
turned off all the lights.
All right, turn 1 Chalice Bloodwind. Are we having fun yet, opponent? Are we having fun? Was it good for you? It was good for me.
Hurt my teeth.
Your teeth hurt? Because you
falling down the stairs.
Because you fell on your face? Basic Swamp? What a noob lucker. What a noob lucker.
See this picture I sent of Devlin?
Opponent chose not to blow the Engineer's Cluster. That's interesting. Pyromancer, okay. Okay. I like the part where my opponent had the answer but then didn't use it.
You want the blanket?
I'm so confused. I don't... What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, yeah, just blow that up, kill your own elemental. Sure, why not?
Why are you crying?
Why not?
Because you got hurt? How did you get hurt? Because you're being crazy?
Alright, so we need a land and then a sneak attack or through the breach here.
Wanna go upstairs?
What's going on, Howler?
Mom's turning the light on because this is dumb. Do you want to go to bed? Is that why you want the lights off? Do you want to go to bed? I'll turn the lights off in your room.
I'm looking forward to putting my card blocker up after they name a card that's in my hand. God bless. No Ghostarino, opponent. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, opponent. No Ghostarino.
You can't get mad at people for ghosting.
Yeah, I just put the card blocker up. It just makes for worse content when I have to put the card blocker up. Alright, it's a City of Traitors, so we just need one of our eights to be cooking with gas. Some big alive ones coming off the hot top of our deck here. The hottest of top keks incoming. Preordain. I believe our opponent's playing... There's a Bedlam Reveler Young Pyromancer deck that's floated around a little bit. Mulligan commands and the sort. We have 8 really good draws here. Fiery Confluence qualifies as like an okay draw as well. We're definitely Fiery Confluence this turn given the option. Okay, that land is okay. It makes Inferno Titan a live draw at this point. Yeah, Blood Moon's symmetrical. That's why it's fair. Blood Moon's fair. It's symmetrical. All non-basic lands are mountains. Hey, FD Majora with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. I really do appreciate that. As always, subs are the best way you can support my content here. A Death Shadow Turbo deck. Great, we are dead. Like I said, sometimes you just lose your own deck. And the turn 1 double lock and bricked off. The fact that opponent had the what's it called didn't really help, but honestly that really wasn't what the game was about, right? So it seems like they're mostly in on the Pyromancer plan. It seems like Blood Moon's probably not very good here. I'm gonna cut these Seething Songs as well. Maybe not bring in cut 1 Chandra because she's not very good against a board full of Pyromancer tokens. Honestly, Chandra's probably worse than some Trinispheres. Trinisphere's probably fine. Sorcerous Spyglass probably isn't very good. Let's do this. Let's see how this goes. Trinisphere's pretty good on the play, too. I think this hand is too slow. The fact that we have double sneak attacks kind of a liability. Found you very recently, and I'm not here as much as I watch the YouTube videos, but this is the way I could rep the card father wherever I go. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying the YouTube VODs. Thanks for the support. Just always punished by mulliganing a close 7 into an unplayable 6. This hand just doesn't do anything. And is looking for lock pieces. My opponent's deck is not Grixis Delver. The fact that they're playing basic lands gives us the hint that they're not playing Grixis Delver. Yeah, it's weird, Immortal. Like I said, I really do like the interactive decks in Modern. Like, the games of Magic that I play with Kiki Cord that go past, like, turn, let's say, 5 are, like, some of the best games of Magic that I, like, can play anywhere. Like, I enjoy them a good deal. But they're just, like, aren't a lot of games of Modern like that. I'm gonna play a Grey Ogre. It's just, ain't a real League of Legacy until a Grey Ogre hits the table, right? My Grey Ogre is amazing. Dr. Peasy. Grey Ogre blocks all the Dr. Peasy tokens. There are 2 Emrakuls in our deck, so we've now drawn the second one. So we bottomed the other one. You play taking turns all of your games, except the ones you lose. Someone assembling Exodia against you? Yep. Do. Pew, pew, pew. Man, this is a long league for Big Red. We've been going for over an hour. Thoughtseize. All right, my thoughts have been taken. Would have been more, but Twitch locked me at the first ad. Thanks for the bits, Immortal. I appreciate it. There's still lightning bolts in your deck, opponent? Rude. Alright, looking for an Inferno Titan, our Kozilek's return, our Fiery Confluence. Abrade would be an okay follow-up. I'm not gonna play that out. I'm just gonna hold it. And this is one of the reasons why I like this deck, and I've said this deck mulligans really well. Like, we started with 4 cards this game, right? And like, we have a bunch of draws that, like, depending on what our opponent has in hand, just like let us be completely in this game and like play a real game of Magic. I shouldn't have played that. I'm sacrificing the City of Traitors now, but I'm pretty sure we're just dead anyways. So I think we had to hit this turn. Yeah, we needed to hit that turn. I actually haven't looked at the full spoiler yet. I need to go and do that. Can't with the B-Day cheese. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Two and two now. We've successfully beaten ourselves twice and beaten our opponents twice. Those are hella annoying. Little animated gift cheers. Yeah, and that's just how it goes, you know? Yeah, like, that's part of the reason why I haven't really looked at the spoilers. Like, until we get a ban list update on the 15th and they say they're changing something in standard, like, there's not that much reason to work on that, right? hold on. Hey, Big Mom Emrakul with the birthday cheers. Just people are such dickheads. That's my favorite. So some idiot on Twitter just commented back that Modern super interactive. There's 2 really interactive decks in the final of the Open right now. It's like, no, there's 2 burn decks in the finals of the Open right now. They're 3-color burn decks. They're tempo decks, perhaps, but they are aggressively slanted. Sorry, that's what they are, bud. It's okay to enjoy Modern, but, like, be realistic about, like, what the format is. Like, I really like playing Kiki Chord. Like, the deck's a gas. There's a reason why I played the Moxton and I played in a bunch of leagues. Not particularly powerful, but, you know, it's fun. All right, you're gonna make me open. Are there not 4 Lightning Bolts and 4 Helixes in Kevin Jones's deck list? Oh, he's only got 6, 7, 8. He's only got 8 burn spells. It's a tough one. Oh, this matchup's unwinnable. This matchup's pretty unwinnable. Reanimator's very hard for us. I went 4 and 3 in the Mox. 4 and 3. We died real big. That's about average, right? I've like 3-2'd 4 different leagues with Kiki Chord, so going 4-3 in the Mox is about par for the course. Yeah, the energy stuff's just not very fun or interesting. Just like solving neat puzzles is interesting, and like when you get rid of all the deck building, hey, Bionic Broccoli with the birthday cheers. How do we get rid of the other bits so it's just cupcakes? Thanks for the cakes, Broccoli. I appreciate it. My cup is full. I can't hold all the cupcakes. They can't hold them all. Not too many. Sometimes Legacy's fast and brutal. All right, so this is not... Do not think this is a Blood Moon matchup. This is definitely not a Chandra or Fiery Confluence matchup. It is a Tormod Crypt matchup. It is a Trinisphere matchup. That's 59. Guess I can leave a Blood Moon in. Seems okay. Hey, Bash Gooder with the birthday cupcakes. Thanks very much, bud. I appreciate that. All right, turn 1 Trinisphere. With a little bit of luck, this hand goes turn 1 Trinisphere, turn 2 to turn 3 sneak attack. My experience is mostly with Modern. Yeah, this deck does have parallels to Griselbrand. It is a fast combo deck interested in cheating large creatures into play quickly. My opponent's mulligan to 4 because their deck is wildly inconsistent. So, Trinisphere. And then the tough game in this match is going to be next game where we're on the draw and they're on the play. So they could potentially, you know, flip a fatty into play before we even get a chance to play anything. So there's a good chance my opponent just doesn't get to play Magic this game because they'll have a hard time getting up to 3 lands. There probably aren't that many lands in my opponent's deck to begin with. We drew a mana source here right away, so we're going to get to turn 3 sneak attack, and then we just need to draw 1 more threat after this Inferno Titan to clean up. Mistake the day they didn't show up to vote for should we make. I mean, they just like Wizards of the Coast has a history of like not printing cards that let you interact with whatever their mechanic of the set is. It's like when we had Delirium as the main mechanic, there wasn't any graveyard hate, right? Because they wanted people to be able to play with their Delirium cards, and then they do that pretty consistently. Which is actually one of the things this is just lethal. I was gonna say we're gonna cast an Inferno Titan, but second Inferno Titan is actually lethal. We were gonna hardcast Titan, but then we drew a second one. And boy, are they good in pairs. Alright, triggers. Just good, clean Magic the Gathering here, ladies and gentlemen. We're what, like 2 minutes into this match? This deck is great if you're interested in... I'm gonna put this Sorcerous Spyglass in as opposed to this Blood Moon on the draw. We're probably just gonna die before we get to take a turn this game, which sucks, but, you know, them's the beats. It is what it is. We're signing up for that, you could say. Is this Chalice of the Void enough? Is this Chalice of the Void enough? I feel like it might be. Yeah, Solemnity's not really a hate card, right? Like, it doesn't interact with things that are already there. The problem with this hand that makes me want to ship it back is that it doesn't do anything outside of this Chalice. So I think I'm going to go ahead and mulligan. Like I said, there's probably a pretty good chance that whatever we keep doesn't matter anyways. I'm going to keep this one with a Scry. Ding. This is great, right? We get to go like turn 2 Breachworm. We have a Crypt on top. I got a stand-up desk for Black Friday actually, but yeah, I've had it for a little while now. It's definitely one of my better purchases last year. I like it a lot. I'm a leg bouncer, so when I'm sitting here like this, I get to bob and weave a little bit here. Ponder. Oh, that's right. They did show us Underground Sea, right? So like they're playing the slightly slower, more cantrip heavy. So they might have Disruption in their deck. That being said, we're not playing this deck to like not go for it, right? So I'm gonna lead on Ancient Tomb here. I'm gonna go ahead and cast this Petal. We're actually, so the next donation deck we're gonna play tonight is actually a deck that's built around abusing the Blood Moon, the new Blood Moon Dark Depths interaction. I don't think this deck wants to play Dark Depths, but I think there are other new decks that could potentially want to play Dark Depths. Let the cupcakes explode! Punt Count Infinity with the big bomb birthday cheers. Thank you very much for blowing the cup up. I do appreciate it. Larynx Punchworthy. Almost to that blood shard. Thanks very much, bud, and welcome back. I do appreciate it. 23 months is a long time. 23 months. It's like almost as old as Declan. Huh. That's a really good draw. So because I drew that, I'm actually gonna just wait a turn. So I wasn't going to play around days if I didn't have something else to do this turn, but because I have something else to do, I'm gonna go ahead and just play this, and then next turn we can play City of Traitors and play through days. No, the green Robbie. Legacy is actually, and it's funny, people that don't play Legacy say stuff like that. Legacy, more cupcakes! Legacy is actually probably, after Standard, the most fair and interactive format Magic has to offer. If your only source of Legacy is this stream, you're definitely getting a polarized, narrow view of what the format is, because we intentionally I intentionally play decks that are largely obnoxious on this stream because I enjoy doing obnoxious things. So like when you do obnoxious things in Legacy, it's different because not everyone's being obnoxious. When you do obnoxious things in Modern, you're just like, everyone's doing obnoxious things, so you're not special. I just want to feel special, chat. Like to put this Worldspine Wurm into play. Feel special. When we start watching, okay, well then you should know that if you go to my YouTube channel, you're going to find a lot of degenerate Legacy decks, but in general, Legacy has a lot of fair interactive decks, and the fair interactive decks in Legacy are much better than they tend to be in Modern. This is like a one-of they often play in the sideboard, which is like exceptionally good against us here, right? Because like it's tagging my Tormod script too. I haven't played Hex since the set after Hero Fall came out, but have all my Vampire Kings and such as a mid-range deck in the Legacy formats I played in. So Hex's Immortal format right now, actually, I'm not a huge fan of it because it's very Modern-esque. There's a card called Hideous Conversion in it that makes for like turn 2 and turn 3 kills. It's just like makes it not particularly interesting. I went 4-3 in the mocks today playing Kiki Chord. You can find the deck list that I played on my Twitter account. That being said, Hex does a ban and watch list update the first Monday of every month, and the first Monday of this month was a holiday, so we should get a ban list update tomorrow.
Google wife in the house.
You want to get me something to drink? That's my birthday. You can do that for 4 more hours. You want to take these dishes up when you go?
You're such a slob.
Look, don't come down here and annoy me if you don't want to take stuff up with you.
You're a slob. You're disgusting.
The ramp, all of those decks are fine, honestly. The ramp deck's fine. All right, what do we got here? Is this like an Elishnorn? What do they have that lets them live? They have an Emrakul in their deck? Seriously? God, I thought we were actually going to fucking win this game. Goryo's Vengeance, Emrakul. What a tilt. I was so excited. We had our Tormod's Crypt. Oh, God. Those are actually both spelled incorrectly, Demir Spy. She's the first one without an E at the end. It was, in fact, Tin Fins. They had their one. We had a Tormod's Crypt on top of our deck, so Serenity into the perfects. So we ran a little bit bad in these 2 games, but this third matchup was just pretty bad, and they had their anti-hate card for our hate card, so that's how it goes sometimes. That's how it goes, you know, live by the mono red sword, die by the mono red sword, as you would. All right, what are we?